Hi, let's speak about what to do and what to expect after an embryo transfer, because this is the most common question most of you ask me, and most of you are worried about what happens after an embryo transfer. After depositing the embryos inside the uterine cavity, the embryo closely interacts with the inner lining of the uterus called the endometrium, and that's called the embryo-maternal crosstalk. And once the endometrium accepts this embryo, the embryo invades into the endometrial lining, and that is when the pregnancy test comes positive. That is probably approximately 14 days after the embryo transfer. If the embryo and the endometrium doesn't interact with each other and the endometrium rejects the embryo because of various reasons, and most common reason is it's an abnormal embryo, then the embryo disintegrates inside the uterine cavity and the pregnancy test comes negative and the woman starts bleeding. So during this waiting time of 14 days, what is that we should do? Do we have to take rest so that the embryo smoothly gets implanted into the endometrial cavity? The answer is no. You need not have to take rest, because this activity which I told you, the embryo and endometrial crosstalk, doesn't depend on the rest of the mother. It happens on its own. Whether it is a natural pregnancy or an IVF pregnancy, implantation process is the same. So rest is not going to help implantation process. Then what are the symptoms that I can expect during this waiting time of 14 days? You could have mild discomfort, but that's not always mandatory. You could have implantation bleeds, which is just a spotting which can start anywhere between 7 days to almost 10 to 12 days after an embryo transfer. Again, that's not mandatory. So during this waiting time of 14 days, what are the medications that I should take? What food I should eat? What are the foods that I should not eat? This is again one more common questions you people ask me. Regarding the medications, it is regular progesterones that we give. It is not mandatory to take injections. Progesterone vaginal capsules or even oral progesterones are good enough in this waiting time of 14 days. And regarding the food habits, you should have healthy diet. Drink lots of water, hydrate yourself, and also take healthy food, which includes fruits and vegetables in your diet. As usual, avoid refined carbohydrates, avoid lots of fatty food. You should have a balanced diet during this waiting time of 14 days, and also if the pregnancy is confirmed. So if the beta HCG result comes positive after 14 days of embryo transfer, that means you are pregnant, and you should follow up with your doctor like any other natural pregnancy. But here you have to continue with your medications, especially the progesterone supports, for the first at least 3 months of pregnancy. If the results come negative, you should not lose hope, because sometimes you may have to fight a battle more than once to win it.